Imagine walking through a giant stone courtyard where the ground shines in the sunlight and tall columns rise all around you. In the distance, a huge church with a dome stretches high into the sky. Bells ring softly in the air. This is not just any place, it's the Vatican, one of the most important places in the world for art, religion, and history. The Vatican is a city, but it's also a treasure chest filled with amazing buildings, paintings, and stories that go back many centuries. The Vatican is located in Rome, Italy. It is the smallest country in the world, but it is home to one of the most famous churches ever built, St. Peter's Basilica. The Vatican is the center of the Roman Catholic Church, and it is where the Pope lives. The Pope is the leader of the Church and a very important figure for millions of people around the globe. But even if you're not religious, the Vatican is still a place full of wonder and beauty. Long ago, in ancient Roman times, this land was just a quiet hill. But everything changed in the 4th century CE when the Emperor Constantine built a church on this spot to honor St. Peter. St. Peter was one of Jesus' closest followers and is believed to be the first pope. He was buried here, and his tomb became a sacred place. Over time, more buildings were added, and the area became more and more important to Christians. The church built by Constantine stood for over 1,000 years, but by the 1400s it was falling apart. A new church was planned, one that would be bigger and more beautiful than ever before. Building it took more than 100 years. Many famous artists and architects worked on it, including Michelangelo, who designed the Great Dome of St. Peter's, Peter's Basilica. The church was finally finished in the 1600s, and today, millions of people visit it each year. St. Peter's Basilica is one of the largest churches in the world. Inside, everything is grand. The ceilings are high, the walls are covered in art, and the floor is made of colorful stone. There are statues, golden decorations, and even the tombs of past popes. One of the most famous sculptures inside is Michelangelo's Pietà, a marble statue of Mary holding Jesus after he died. It is full of emotion and beauty and shows the amazing talent of Michelangelo, who made it when he was just 24 years old. Next to the church is a beautiful open space called St. Peter's Square. This huge plaza is where people gather when the Pope speaks to the public. The square is surrounded by giant stone columns that curve around like open arms. In the center of the square stands a tall stone obelisk that was brought from Egypt long ago. Birds fly overhead, and fountains splash water, making the square feel peaceful and alive. Another part of the Vatican that amazes visitors is the Vatican Museums. These museums hold one of the greatest art collections in the world. Paintings, statues, ancient books, and maps fill the long halls. Each room is decorated with care, and some rooms are works of art themselves. There are tapestries, carvings, and even rooms painted from floor to ceiling. One of the most famous places inside the museums is the Sistine Chapel. This is where the Pope is chosen, but it is also known for its ceiling painted by Michelangelo. He spent 4 years painting it while lying on his back high up on scaffolding. The ceiling shows scenes from the Bible, including the famous image of God reaching out to touch the hand of Adam. Every inch is full of color and detail. When people first walk in, they often fall silent, just staring up in wonder. Even though the Vatican is small, it has its own post office, its own police, and even its own radio station. It's a country inside a city. The Pope lives in a special building called the Apostolic Palace. He sometimes meets with world leaders, and sometimes he gives blessings to people from a balcony high above the square. Over the centuries, the Vatican has been a place of great importance. Many powerful people have come here to pray, to lead, or to make peace. Artists have come to paint and create. Historians and archaeologists have studied its buildings and treasures. The Vatican also has a secret archive, where old letters, maps, and papers are kept safe. These records help tell the story of Europe, the Church, and the world. The Vatican is not just a place of the past, it is still alive today. People from all over the world visit to see its beauty, to learn its history, and to feel inspired. It reminds us that art, faith, and learning can last for centuries. It shows what people can create when they work together with skill, patience, and vision. When you look at a painting, walk through a museum, or visit a church, you are doing what visitors to the Vatican have done for hundreds of years. You are opening your eyes to beauty, your mind to knowledge, and your heart to something greater than yourself. The Vatican is more than a place. It's a symbol of human creativity, belief, and the desire to leave something lasting for the future.